What's good? This is Kristaps Porzingis. He was supposed to be in the draft, or was almost in the draft this past season, but he pulled out and decided to go, stay out of the draft for one more year. He comes from Latvia, 7 foot, 220-pound power forward, but he prefers to shoot from the outside, play on the perimeter. Pretty athletic. Kind of reminds me of Jonathan Bender a little bit. That might not be a good thing, but he is a big guy with some skills and length, and this draft class is not expected to be anywhere near what last year's was. So this guy is probably going to be a lottery pick, but I'm not sure about how he's going to turn out. Just not sure. His game has to translate, and he has to kind of grow a bit in a few areas. But this is Kristaps Porzingis. From Duke. This is I feel pretty good about this creation. I think I did pretty good here. This is Justise Winslow. Going to Duke, 6'6", 220 pounds. This is a specimen. This is a physical specimen. He's athletic, strong. He is going to be a hard-nosed defender for Mike Krzyzewski. A good finisher on the wing. The key for Justise Winslow in regards to is an NBA player is improving his outside shot and his ball handling a little bit. If he can do that, I can see him being a really good player in the NBA. He has a really good motor. I think the ceiling for him is kind of like a 3-and-D guy with the ability to put the ball on the floor and go to the basket and finish. Somebody like maybe Jimmy Butler would be I think a pretty decent comparison right now. We'll see what happens after this freshman season, but from what I've seen right now, I can see Jimmy Butler type of a player. But this is Justise Winslow, actually one of my best so far in regards to how accurate I made him look. So there's that. Stanley Johnson from Arizona. This is a 6'7", 240-pound small forward. He has gotten some comparisons to Meta World Peace or Big Time Panda. I don't know. I think he changed his name again. But this is Stanley Johnson. I'm pretty sure his name's going to be Stanley Johnson for the rest of the time. So I haven't gotten a chance to see him play a lot, because I just haven't gotten the opportunity to really see him play. But that's an interesting comparison because you don't see many young players that fall under that type of a rap that play the type of game that Meta World Peace plays. And I remember when Meta World Peace broke in with the Bulls, he was Ron Artest, and he was strictly like a defensive guy. But over time, he really developed his offensive game a lot. And he was at one point with the Pacers before the Malice in the Palace. He was actually in my personal opinion, he was one of the 5 to 7 the best all-around players in the league. But, things happen. Stanley Johnson hopefully is going to be that type of a player just without the other stuff. That is this episode of the draft class. This is the real draft class, y'all. This is not the one that is going to, that I'm putting with the other leagues. This is the one that's going to be the official joint that I use. So, yeah, you know what I mean. And this is more going to be for the draft class people use for the associations that they start, later on towards the end of the season. Because I try to make sure that the draft classes are realistic. So, I like to wait until around March to put in the stats. So right now, all we're doing is trying to make them look as much like themselves and waiting to put the stats in later. Y'all subscribe, follow, peace.